Hello, hello, wonderful RGL fans. Welcome. My name is Audley, aka Lyra, and retro gaming idol extraordinaire. And here today we have a couple of games that were a lot of time in my life growing up. These are my first ever official submissions to RGL for this category and this particular couple of games, so looking forward to sharing them with you all. I am very well versed in the series. I do know a lot about this as I spent way too many hours on them, especially on Dual Strike. So we're gonna have some fun here for the next couple hours, and then we'll get over to the sequel. Now, it says Advance Wars is up next, but it's gonna be Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising. I'll remind you all later when we get close to that, because the layout's just like, is what it is. Not worried about it. It's the same series, so it's fine. Anyways, I hope you're all doing well. Let's go ahead and get to it. Also, give a shout out and love to A4 and it sound like EBC and Toad was all there for the Stardew Valley run. Yeah, that was some good stuff. Be sure to thank them for going a little bit extra for me while I was setting up too. Before we get started, this is a run specifically for this event. RGLove is a wonderful little event we offer once per year where any donations are actually kept for use for various things like merch giveaways or server costs if equipment needs to be upgraded to keep the channel running and everything. So if you have anything to spare, we'd greatly appreciate it. Tell a friend if you can't. It's all good. We're here for you all weekend, so looking forward to having you all here. You'll see me in multiple other slots and over the weekend because I don't have a life. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. It's going to be a fun evening. Or at least I think so. So yeah, let's get going. This is the one time of the year where we actually don't donate outwards. This is to help everything, keep the channel running and everything, so. Different than our usual charity events. But in essence, it's not. We're gonna play through campaign. Depending on what time we have left, if any, we'll go on to a regular map. I have on this file not completed all of it, so oh well, we'll just do what we can and get started. That's the wrong button for a timer. Here we go. So yeah, you must complete Fog of War in order to advance. I've completed some of these off screen. I haven't had much chance to do other stuff. But all you need to do this is go through Fog of War. Even when you're new, you don't have to complete any of the other ones, but keep in mind doing those will teach you the core mechanics of the game and it will help out a lot. I am someone that knows this game way too well, so don't you worry, we're gonna do everything as efficiently as we can. Now, no, it's gonna talk to us over and over, so there's not much we can do about that, but sure, I guess. Recons are great because they can see stuff that you can't normally see, and they're fairly expendable because they're relatively inexpensive. Aha! So keep in mind, indirect combat units, artillery, artillery, rockets, and specifically battleships later on, those will all be ones that you cannot move and fire on the same turn. Everything else you can move and fire on the same turn, with the exception of APCs, which are troop transports and refueling / resupplies. They're not like combat units per se, they just transport combat units. Get this mid-tank off the map because it's the most dangerous thing here. Rip some holes into this rocket unit so it does minimal damage on the counterattack. We have enough to actually finish it off this turn, so we will do that. Protect our artillery by keeping it behind a bunch of stuff. What we're going to do here, infantry can move 3 squares a turn. Mechs can only move 2. We're going to go ahead and grab this on the APC and load out. Resupplying costs nothing even if you are just doing it on a money map, so don't worry about pressing that every single turn. Land units will have reduced movement on mountains or if it's snowing. Something to keep in mind if you're trying to transport over. Mechs will move 2 spaces all the time except when it's snowing. When it's snowing, their movement is reduced to 1. So keep in mind, like, pretty much infantry, if they're stuck on mountains, they'll be stuck up there until the snow goes away. Mechs can still move because they're basically like God's gift to units on them. Mech flood is a valid strategy for sure. Alright, so next turn here, Rocket has no target whatsoever, so that's going to advance. Their artillery has no target whatsoever, so we're going to go ahead and back it off here. They're going to lace into this first tank. Keeping damage minimal is really important in this game because you will deal damage based on the number of HP you have. If you are not doing so hot, you can retreat to any allied base, including your headquarters, even though that's not a good idea. So capturing cities is really important. It takes 2 turns to capture stuff, even with a unit that is exceptional, which is Sammy, which he will deal increased damage towards capture. It still takes 2 turns anyways. So what we're going to do here actually is we're going to go ahead and use this, because that's going to be enough to kill it. You would think of spending a tank there, but you really shouldn't. You should instead form your tanks. Keep in mind, however, if you move too close, you are going to get counterattacked by rockets, because there is a rocket and artillery on this map too. Those are going to be like right about here and right about there, so don't move too far up without being prepared to move as fast as possible in 1 turn. Okay. Actually, what we're gonna do here is we're not gonna be able to, like, actually do anything with it this turn anyway, so we're actually gonna go ahead and just advance it, because the artillery is here, the rockets are down there. We can actually advance this up safely. Worst case, that gets attacked by an infantry or mech and doesn't die. If a unit dies with something inside of it, the other unit's lost too, so be careful. Okay, so good news. We do not have to worry about a single thing, because so recons use tires instead of treads. Tires suck versus grass, so we can't really flood the artillery that's up here right now. I'm gonna go ahead and capture this. This is going to start moving that way. There's no target here, so we're going to move down there. That's going to become our centralized defense hub, because that's going to basically prevent anything else from being attacked. What we're going to do here, this is a bit of a rough situation, actually, if you push too far in too fast. Because Artillery have a maximum range of 2 to 3 unless you're Grit or if you're Max. If you're a Max, your max range is 2. If you are Grit, your max range is bullcrap. Because Grit will increase damage ranges as well as boost indirect fire, so yeah, it's rough fighting against Grit. Now, this is an interesting situation here. What we must do is rockets will have a range of 5 because it's Olaf, so this is a safe spot right here. We're going to move 1 unit there, but the only unit that can really move there is some sort of tank. Artillery cannot attack things next to it. There is too much range in between the rocket and that because of fixed spaces. So other things, okay, so this is the line right here. We can't cross this, but we can go ahead and just rip in this guy a new one. He's gone. Now, you might think it's easier to wipe everything out on this map, but there's one more hidden unit besides the artillery and rocket left. There's a lander right here. The only thing that can really seriously damage this lander, however, is a mid-tank, so you want to keep that alive if you want to go for a perfect kill score. Just something to keep in mind. I want to get this recon up a little bit farther so I can actually go scout this and kill it while I'm busy capturing. So this is actually going to be a turn where I attack with a unit that's actually injured instead. Because we are moving 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, we're safe right here. Roads do not offer any defense bonuses, so you might take a little bit of extra damage. If you're fighting against a mech, you're probably going to take like 3 there or something. But we're going to move this up in order to position to go down here. Probably up here though, all things considered, because beaches you can move around on freely. But that's hidden behind woods too, which costs 2 to tires, so... We're gonna move that up, so we're gonna go ahead and not keep that in the line of fire at all. Keep it going up. Keep that, I guess you're not doing anything else. That's your turn right there. Oh, that was one square too far. Crap. Okay. So that's our 1 we can basically give away for the rest of the map. It was a regular tank, so it's not huge amounts of loss, but still annoying. You are there. Oh, no, you're there. Okay, that's even better. Come to mommy. I thought it was in the bottom one, not the top one. That's my fault. You have no target. Yeah, weirdly enough, like, that infantry is going to survive a turn because I have nothing else to attack it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to rip into this artillery unit so it doesn't counterattack us when we're trying to cross through. Free movement would drop it right here, so we're going to go ahead and move there to keep that safe. We're going to go ahead and move this down here. We are going to grab into the city for some extra cover, and we're going to stack this. Units that are in allied cities will heal 2 per turn if the maps are just like this. If maps are money maps where you're generating like money each turn, the repairs will cost money as well. And if you don't have enough money, it'll only repair partially or none. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, so we can't jump the mountains this turn. We're going to have... Okay. So, rockets have a blind range right here, but that's still targetable by that. So they have really good coverage here. It's actually not completely safe, even though they're low HP. They'll survive, but they'll still target the unit that comes out of here to prevent the actual 2-turn capture. So we're gonna go let that slide and actually probably just end our turn right. Ah. That does like almost no damage. That also does like maybe 3 to 4. Yeah. Very minimal losses here. That infantry just said, screw it, I don't care about life anymore. But you want to make sure you always try to attack from like as positive cover as possible. Mountains will give you 4 defense, so they're really hard to kill things on. Only infantry and mechs can climb mountains, but mechs are basically indestructible up there, so it's kind of crazy. So no target here, but what we're going to do is we're going to move that right there. We're going to start pushing into this. The recon will kill it. And we're going to see what happens first, whether we capture first or wipe everything first. The answer is probably wiping everything though. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend about 2 turns trying to capture something. So here's your lander. The lander has nothing inside of it. And you can just advance everything because the map is over at this point. If you want more capture points for, you know, the purposes of having a better score, you know, start taking stuff now. But since there's nothing left, we can just go ahead and there you go, that's how you win the map. It's a fairly easy map. I just misread the forest location on the rocket slightly. Which wasn't a huge loss again. So. Okay, that's gonna take faster to capture at this point. Unless the rockets will... They should. Never mind. Bye. Almost. Not quite though. So the only thing that's going to damage a lander in this is going to be your tanks and your shellers, because infantry can't target it, mechs can't, and then the Raycon has a machine gun, so that's useless against armor plating anyway, so you can't even bother to target it. Steal all the property! So this is your first entry into Fog of War maps. They get pretty bad later on, so take this as a tutorial. Make sure you keep a little bit of control on how and where you're moving. Honestly, I want to kind of just shoot it. Just shoot it, Fox! I have to lead on my own. Well, I'm not... You know, I'm not totally used to that or anything. I did just do that alone, so it's fine. Meet Andy. This is your first CO. Andy is very all-around average, just chill. Equal strength on pretty much everything, so he doesn't have any weaknesses. In Advanced War is 1. Andy has a CO power which will give you plus 2 HP to everything and give you an attack and defense boost. Once you start getting into like super CO powers and stuff like that in the later entries of the series, you're going to go ahead and start like potentially healing up to 5, which is kind of crazy. But we're going to go fight Blue Moon because that is the core premise of Advanced Wars 1. Blue Moon has some of the cooler characters though, literally, because, you know, Olaf makes it snow and everything. Alright, so that's your entry into campaign mode. You can go ahead and go through the other field trainings if you're new to the game, which I do recommend doing, because it does teach you a lot of mechanics that you need to know. But as for me, we're gonna go. That's right! We are newbies! Haha! Yeah, so Olaf, you try to teach me what's going on. But it is I that will teach you! We're fine, don't worry about it. We either wipe the field or capture on this map. There's no, like, anything else to worry about. So this is a little bit on the rough side. Fortunately, we can take this tank really easily with no penalty whatsoever, except for maybe like a slight bit of damage. And then you can start advancing the rest of your troops. This is not a Fog of War map, so recons are basically just like filler. Recons are pretty good against infantry. They're okay against mechs if you are attacking and not defending. They are actually decent versus artillery and rockets too, so you want to keep those safe. Anti-airs will shred recons, so gotta be careful of that. This is safe to jump it right here though. So you are not safe on city. He can try to just kamikaze himself into that and die, or whatever. Alright, so anti-airs. I didn't talk about these before. These are a new unit that you have for the first fight here. These things are amazing against infantry and mechs on offense. On defense, they'll still nuke infantry, but they'll take some damage from it. Anti-airs suck versus tanks, though, but they're good against indirects, so that is your challenge right here, is to try and keep this little thing safe and try to mop it up. The only thing you have right now, though, is a tank versus a tank, and you're going to take more damage here because you're losing a defense. So this is the necessary move to keep this going. In Advance Wars series, you want to make sure you take the initiative as much as possible when you have the ability to. Reason why: you are going to take more damage on defense because you are reacting to an attack. So in other words, don't do that. Just go ahead and start railing into things as much as possible. What's that gonna do? I'm gonna bring it down to like 4-3-ish. That's gonna take about 3 to 4 damage. Which is acceptable right now, but that tank's gonna be steamrolling in pretty soon, so we're gonna go ahead and that up. Tanks, or excuse me, not tanks, but infantry cannot cross water and woods in the same turn, so but as far as this anti-air goes, mid-tanks are going to blow it up in one hit, so you want to keep those away. They will take down the rockets, no problem, because rockets have less they have less armor than artilleries. I kind of want to go ahead and let this tank attack this so I can counterattack that down, and then use the anti-air to finish it, and then pull this back. That'll leave us with a mech and an anti-air against 2 infantries, which is fine. And this can come back for some heals soon. That'll be the turn mostly. So we can't drop you this turn because it's extremely unsafe. Back there. We don't want our capture units to die, so that's gonna be our thing there. So he might take the infantry as bait to prevent the capture scenario up here. That would be the most likely scenario. But a 6 HP tank will not one-shot an infantry, so we have the ability to retreat that if we need. I'm actually just going to get some cover for the anti-air, and we'll go ahead and start our invasion now. That's what I thought. He took the bait. That's good. Delicious, delicious bait. So the tank dies this turn. I can push into the artillery right there with little problem. The anti-air versus anti-air scenario, it's going to take... I'd like to say 4 damage, and I would take like 5, so that's still a decent trade. Because they can't move and fire on the same turn, go ahead and just get rid of that with that. I'm gonna go ahead and start capturing here. The only thing we can do is right there. We're gonna move that up there and place into that. So our options here are going to actually be interesting because that rocket isn't moving at all. So we actually have the opportunity to deal some like piddly damage there. Or we can just nuke it with the anti-air instead. That can stop my capture though, so that's going to be a rough call, honestly. This is also kind of rough. Look at the mid-tanking move. Mid-tanking move into rockets. Okay. So what I'm thinking here is pop that. Because it's right there anyways. He moved it up kind of like an idiot. Use the recon to finish it off. That's one indirect up. The only thing that's going to bother this recon is this anti-air, which we're going to lace into with the tank. The way he just moved his artillery actually just screwed his old defense. I'm going to punch through and nuke that. And nothing he can send on the next turn can actually recover from that loss right there, so... We don't want to move that right there, though, because it'll run into mech range, and mechs will do pretty good damage to that on off. Came back here, so he's forced to move twice. You still don't want to unload this turn, but you can move it forward. That can go up. This is the situation that concerns me, but 5 artillery is going to be more annoying. Yeah, rough scenario, unfortunately. It's because my offense up north isn't as good as my southern offensive. But if I perk it here, it's going to take damage. It's going to wipe through all of this, but it'll be weak against that anti-air as well, so... Are you gonna one-shot that? Yes. Okay. Choices. It's gonna be annoying getting that damage, which that is something that they will do because they'll move it right there in city to city now. But I will take at least 4 to 5 damage if I do not kill the artillery this turn. That's the better target. And that's really all we can do this turn. This was a good day too, though, honestly. He made a very critical error that completely blew the game open. So, Blizzard in 1 isn't too bad. Keep in mind that you are going to start losing fuel at a more rapid rate if you start, like, trudging through snow too much. Oh, he captured instead? Really? Okay, I like where this is going, then. That's acceptable. It's acceptable because that's his entire offense up there. That deals like nothing. Yeah, I tried to pull the rocket back. That's actually funny. So Olaf doesn't have to worry about snow like we do. That's his specific power, so... I'm actually gonna let this city go. This isn't a money generating map, so that matters less on it. We need to get rid of you. Losing 1 for that much damage is great, honestly. That'll be good enough. Ooh, not quite, but still good enough. An anti-air at 5 can still do decent damage versus infantry, so I'm not worried about that either. This artillery, however, is stuck in a rock and a hard place. If I move forward at all except to here, I'm going to get attacked by the infantry. Actually, I can't even move there. I'd have to move like right here. We're going to leave the artillery alone this turn. For this, I am going to rage bait the mid tank by moving this forward, but that's actually one of our better plays. He gets a defense and attack bonus and snow too, so it's going to be dealing a little bit more. My options here are letting the rockets retreat and wiping the mech or destroying the rockets. A rocket at 1, he might either merge it or try to like retreat it back to here. I'm basically chasing for the rest of the map, but this can actually deal a solid amount of damage to a mid tank. Like that. Moving here instead of somewhere else, though, will let you keep it safe from the rocket retaliation. You actually lived. Stupid CO power. Alright. So this is kind of stuck. This isn't gonna do enough to kill it. What we got here? Oh boy. So this is kind of problematic, but worst case he might actually try to merge, and that would be pretty beneficial to us. We just don't have a means of actually dealing too much right now to the anti-airs except for the one tank and we have down there. That will take no damage from a 1 HP rocket, so... This is what concerns me, though. A 3 HP anti-air is going to delay anything I put on that, but it's also going to potentially just run and block it, so... I'm going to go ahead and ignore that and start capturing anyways. Because we don't deal enough damage to it. If we had a mech right there, that dies, but we don't. Because it's right here instead. However, and be nice and comfy. A 10 HP infantry to a 10 HP artillery isn't too bad. You lose like 1 at most like 2 HP for that. And it's just not in a good position anyway, so I think I'm just gonna ignore that. And move here just to have some shelter for it. Alright, that's a decent turn right there. Nose gone. Great. Not worried about that. Yeah, he pulled that back. That's actually pretty funny. That's unfortunate. That doesn't deal much. It does like 2. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining this wonderful RGLove marathon. Definitely appreciate everybody stopping by tonight. Hope you all are having a wonderful Friday morning. For me, it's basically Friday evening at this point towards... We're gonna leave that alone for a turn, and this is good. We can try to rage bait the tank to come, but it's also a decent idea to just start ripping up this too. Let's see. The 7 HP tank would be pretty bad fodder for this tank at full though, so I'd actually... I don't know if I want to run that. He actually planted that pretty badly, so that's dead with no counterattacks whatsoever. This artillery has actually gotten a pretty solid value this particular map. I'm actually thankful for that. I don't like that at all, actually. So, this is gonna deal 5 and it's gonna lose like 3 at least. I think what we do here is we continue baiting the mech forward because it'll keep advancing forward along the woods, and then we'll just blast it with the mid next turn. That doesn't happen. You also can't move it without getting into attack range of this thing. He's basically trying to pull us in, using this as bait. But since we don't have much value with this, it's difficult, I guess. If I drop right here, I still take about 3. But at the same time, nothing will actually bother it because infantry versus tanks are still really bad, so... Gotta make some choices, right? Not necessarily gonna be good choices, but they're gonna be choices. This plus the recon should be enough to take out most of this. With minimal casualties. That did 2, even better. That might actually die. Yep, there it goes. So we actually have a pretty solid HP recon against what isn't going to be much of a mobile mid-tank, honestly. He's waiting for us to go in for a counter-attack, so... That doesn't hit there? No. That's free, then. Alright, so... I'm willing to... let this heal for 2, and then deal with this mess. I want to keep it on city, though. B6, that's only infantry. I need to keep this in, like, this mech at near full HP. I'd rather just be aggressive with the other stuff that I have. What are you gonna do? It either goes to 9 or it goes to... Yeah, that'll get rid of it. Kind of a waste, but at the same time it's not. He might retreat the other infantry back onto that, though. That's kind of what I'm trying to bait right there. And that can go ahead and heal the full. Alright, so that's a good day for it. Oh yeah, he's limping backwards because he's on, like, tires as well, so... Good news! He actually didn't do anything with the infantry, so we can just capture this for free. And then let this heal up and prepare for later. Actually, no, we let this heal up. This has a little bit less value, but at the same time we're gonna have more up here than he's gonna have. Because he's not gonna bother to send the mid-tank up here. He's just gonna flood with these 2 tanks here and here. I think they're not, actually. That would have been the better play to begin with. Whatever I got. That doesn't get back to me. We can try to rage bait it, but it's probably not gonna fall for it. Good spot to recover for that. Alright, so advancing forward is interesting. We can get the tank onto the woods and just basically slaughter those. Or we can just get it here and not really get the drop. It's actually gonna counterattack. You don't swing on that, though. but that's also... We can prevent the escape, I guess, and he's not going to chase it with his mid, so... That's actually a decent plan. Get rid of that. Once the turn ends, I need to get up and move. I'm gonna pull this up and advance this turn. Because he's not gonna shoot. And this can definitely move forward all the way. Could be everything? Yeah. Okay. Back in a moment. Okay. Crisis alert. Thanks for waiting. Go ahead and continue. So the anti-air is healing up. I should probably pull the tank back and heal up. And when we can... That's going to be the 7 by the time we get there. I was thinking about using the artillery as a pawn, but that's a worse idea. Moving that forward is also potentially risky. Yeah. Kind of a weird spot for this one. That won't move there because it's not gonna risk it while it's still healing for sure. Wait, how far is that range? There. Okay. That's that front. He's still baiting. So, I think what we do is... Something's gonna have to get blown up, I think. As I don't want it to be the APC. Mid-tank versus mid-tank is acceptable, but the rest of this will just get shredded easily. We can't do much against that. We've managed to pin down the rocket though, because it can't move anymore, and we just move up towards it and block it from firing on us. So as long as we move here, and then there, with our stuff, they can't actually do anything with it, and we just literally murder this infantry. It's kind of slow moving, but at this point in time, like, with the units that you have and the fact you can't generate more, you need to be a little bit conservative. So yeah, that's the good news. We can't start stealing that until next turn. That goes away. It's probably made another 2 turns or so. We can heal this next turn though, so we don't worry too much about that. And a 9 should be able to take down a 7 fairly decent. This looks okay to actually just not advance right here. I know, not advancing in advance wars, right? Oh. Okay. Okay, that tank's gone. Yeah, that was not expected. Good news is I actually forced that, so... Yes, I know, no. Yep, I am in command indeed. So, we just forced the loss on the tank, but we've lost pretty much nothing else this entire map. So, win-win. Huge, actually. Alright, so this has no hope of living through anything. This is going to take a turn, so it's actually going to take a counterattack, so that kind of sucks. This is going to die unless I pull it back. I think that's the only option I have right now. We can make that actually go there. This is bait, so I'm not actually... Not the move I was expecting him to make, so that's kind of uncomfortable. The infantry is not worth worrying about. It's him, if I full retreat, it's him healing the rockets that I'm worried about. Okay, so if we don't move the artillery up, he doesn't attack. If we don't move the mid-tank, he doesn't attack it. If we move this up... It doesn't get attacked, so I can just move forward. Alright, so that's that field. The retaliation tank is still problematic. He's not taking the bait on this despite having the range to potentially, like, go into this. He's probably not going to do that until he gets full HP. This forward. We could potentially pull him into something, sacrificing some HP off of this. Because he's not going to be able to wipe a mech on a mountain with a 9 HP AA. That's just almost not going to happen at all. That's going to survive with like a couple HP, and more importantly, we just get him off the point. Because he's not going to move the tank. Actually, he might. He'll do one of the two, but that still kind of works out for us overall. We can start healing up the tank as well, actually. Because he doesn't have the range to go into the artillery at all. I think that's the better play, actually, is just heal for a turn. So yeah, weird scenario here, but probably the best of what we're gonna do right now. Yeah, that's what I was kind of worried about. Okay, he baited that, which is great for me. Okay, if we pull this forward, we're either baiting the mid-tank or he's going to potentially go on my tank. Which I think is actually the play, because he's going to go to 3 this turn, potentially fire on the... So. We don't necessarily have a great play here for the mid-tank. It's going to take some damage, but we can just use our CO power next turn. So I think we just get rid of that for now. I could potentially try to bait the artillery onto the mid, and then just form it. That might be a decent play. Right there. Because the last thing I want to do is move the artillery up here, which would entirely pull it too far away from that. This is going to be at 3, but I'm going to go ahead and just... and we'll see what he does. Everybody else is just chilling for a bit. You, however, get blown to pieces. So he just lost his entire offense up here because all he's going to have left is that AA. A full AA against a 6 HP, even on a mountain, is probably going to kill it though, so that's unfortunate. We're actually going to retreat though. That was going to be here anyways. We'll pull that back. We're not going to go ahead and put that there. Done. Just pop. Ah. It's actually gonna work out for us pretty well, I think. There is totally Advance Wars 2 Black Rising after that. That's what we're gonna have. Okay, that's a little sus. It was basically the layout's not getting updated, man. I brought it up earlier today and earlier this week, so that's what it is. That's why I'm correcting. Oh wow, it dropped it to 2. Gross. Okay, no, we definitely power here then. Alright. So, okay. Weird choices. None of them are great choices. That's going to be at 5, that's going to deal some decent damage to this, but I can't really avoid that. What I can do here is pull this forward so it doesn't get shelled, and then start pulling into this. That's good. That's going to take about 3 from the Rocket's next turn. But that will force him to retreat. And then we can just chase that down and kill it. How much is this going to do? I don't know. Good news is we are now able to press forward because he's literally pushed all of his feds from the north. We can actually start swarming. Okay, so he has a full HP tank. Problem is we have initiative, so we're gonna go ahead and just handle it. That doesn't good. Okay. That's gonna get boxed. That is 0 problem. That forces him to either retreat or merge it. This straight up dies. If he advances forward with the actual 5 HP tank, that would actually be pretty beneficial to me as well. Hurdling actually worked out pretty darn well here overall. You good here? You're good here. Okay, yeah, he doesn't. Does he have power next turn? Oh yeah. I definitely did a thing this turn. That's fine. He doesn't have any moves left to actually do anything with that blizzard. He'll use it as soon as it's up, but at the same time he just doesn't do it. Oh yeah, he merged it. Excellent. I am amused and pleased at this. Okay, that actually dies. That gets rid of all of that threat. That's great. This is a full HP mech, so this is potentially going to one-shot it, actually. Low odds, but I think it might actually do it. Yeah, dead. Alright, his entire offense is dead now. So we actually just start marching on. You gotta be mindful of this while it's still alive, though. Keep that safe for a bit. It doesn't move. I can move back. This is fine. That's still okay. We're gonna be a little bit aggressive and try to bait here. Poor infantry is completely snowed in. And this can actually start pulling back to heal. I don't think we're gonna be able to grab this or that. It's gonna be pulling back a little bit. This is probably gonna be like a day 12 or 13 win, but we're definitely almost there. Aha! I like that. I like that because you just... Yeah. HP can deal some decent damage to that in a rush, because he's not going to withdraw that. In the city line. Bright lights, city lights, we're talking about a Yankee. That goes full aggression. This can back off, it's not useful anymore. But this wasn't on me. I clearly stated what it was. I know y'all just made me, but still. This is actually really funny because we rushed this. What's the line? Legs or not? Oh, yeah, we'd totally wipe him here. He's got nothing left. That doesn't get through. Just 20, that's not bad. Yeah, so it goes back up to 6, but we force it not to heal back to 8, so fine. That's kind of stuck there unless it wants to get counterattacked down. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that's definitely stuck for the time being. Pretty good, right? Because everything has tire movement, it's just push up on it, right? That's still gonna be within 3, so it's a pass. Okay. Probably could have actually swung forward instead. But blowing up just seems easier. Yeah, that's definitely done. Okay, so slow objective, but still push through without decent, like, super heavy losses. Where's Star Fox? That's right, he's a traitor. Hey, Grandpa. Nell's Papa. Oh boy. This humor, though. Still got an A rank, it's the best you can do in the game, so. It's all good. Ah yes, Hachi, one of the most busted CEOs in Advance Wars history. He doesn't come in until, like, Dual Strike, though. Okay, next up. Ah yes, the best CEO in the game. Easy. Bearded one! Don't you have a beard, too? Or sharpshooter. Haha, joke's on you, I know exactly what I'm doing. Alright, so as I mentioned, Grit is totally someone that can actually just deal a whole bunch of damage from really long range. Yeah, good news, you can actually start just putting out units this turn and all the turns following. So what we're going to do is we really want to rush up here as much as possible. Rockets in Grit's hands are ultra scary though, so keep that in mind. That's targetable. I'm a little paranoid because I know his range is actually really scary, so... This is probably the mission where people start taking really heavy casualties overall. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. I will be checking ranges a lot. I might not. Okay, so we use our tank as bait, and then we can withdraw it next turn. So this turn we want to make... Anti-airs in this map are pretty worthless. The only thing they're going to do is against, like, the Recon and artillery and rockets. They have good movement though, so that's good news for that, but we have to deal with them mid too, so it's going to be pretty bad later on. We kind of just want to, like, start mech flooding. But Grid has some of the best music in the game, so... Mosey on out and see what happens. Okay, that was what I expected to happen. Calculated. Yeah, when you actually send him into, like, CO power, it turns into hell, more or less. Everything gets completely obliterated. So anything that can move a lot is going to have decent value versus him. That goes bad. So I'll start moving up. That's all capturing. Yeah, we need more money to build with, so we're gonna start taking as much as we can. Like, you don't get bikes until Days of Ruin, but bikes are nice for capturing as well, because they have a pretty solid amount of movement. They can deal okay damage if they need to defend themselves against light stuff. We are gonna go ahead and pick up one of you, actually. He doesn't have factories, thank goodness for that. But he's still dangerous. He's still incredibly dangerous. He's like a tier 0 CO, more or less. That's interesting. He's actually using that for CO power bait. Which is really funny. He's probably not near that right now. I just straight up gets blown up to pieces. That does nothing to me. But yeah, keep very far away from every bit of his crap. Lest you get really hurt. I want to delay that, actually. Like, that infantry is kind of expendable, so I was just buying time until these started making their way upwards. So So yeah, mech flooding is a strategy that's primarily known for Sammy players, because she just has stupid amounts of CO power with them. And all of her units get a boost for mechs anyways, so that's why the term mech flooding comes from. Okay, so we delayed the capture up there. That's great news. 3, that's not bad. We need to make sure we keep it away from the tank right there, but he doesn't look like he's aggressive with it. What are you? You're losing that. He's using that to charge though, so that's not the worst outcome in the universe. That's gonna recover some, but can't avoid it. That one gets captured, but at the same time, it's gonna take a bit for him to do anything on that. We can potentially get rid of him by then. I should have moved him to the left there, but not gonna worry about it too much. Can I do anything to it? I'd potentially kill it. Oh well. Not a problem. Yeah, Grit's +1 to range right now, but on CO I think it's really bad. We need to basically, like... We're not going to be able to hold this with the artillery when he gets his CO power charge, because he's just going to straight up bomb it. Bomb it, vomit. Alright, this is a bit of a weird scenario here. We can't drop it there, we can't... The only place we could seriously drop it would be, like, here. Because it'll just get shelled either way. So we need something that's faster than APC. We're using all this to buy time for our mid-tanks to start showing up too. We'll start getting more money once we start forcing them off the points up north. All that money for you and nowhere to use it. Thankfully. That's bait. Oh. I don't like that one bit. Like Mr. Horse says, no sir, I don't like it. This has to really fall back. You wait until Grit CO power is gone before you even think about going up there. Okay, so there. That's nice. It goes to 3 and it deals like maybe 1 or 2 at most. Goes to 6. Your effective range is frightening, so that's gonna go there. But yeah, you're just kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place here, because you don't have anything that has really good movement into him. That's not gonna get shredded apart by his mid. When you merge into other units, which is something you learn in the tutorials, you get money back based on the overcap of the HP on them. Something to keep in mind. Not enough for mid things. I kind of want some... Oh. Getting some tanks into the artilleries would be nice. But I know once we have... Once he pops CO, we can be okay. Until then... Oh. We have to move this off. He gets +2. We're gonna have to move the infantry back one as well. Because he's gonna have CO, probably like 2. Yeah. I want to double recon, just to start picking apart the artilleries. But that's just gonna get blown up by the tanks, that's why I'm still mech flooding here. We're getting up money for a mid-tank, so we can start moving that forward pretty soon. Good news. Very good news. That's a stubborn one, but we can deal with it slowly. I'm gonna start generating more money per turn here. We're actually gonna move this one back too. He sacrifices his infantry for CO power right there. That goes +2, so that will get targeted. Alright, full yet. Oh. So you're not full yet and you won't be for another couple turns, so we can take that actually safely. I'm okay with that. At the same time, we can actually start pushing forward with our mechs instead of just trying to drop them on top. He's getting aggressive with his artilleries though, which actually don't scare me quite a bit. Just +2. We're safe back here for... We're also safe right there right now. We're at 17, so we can finally build a mid-tank here. And we're gonna start generating money a bit more. We start capturing these. It's pushing into this is what the problem is. But we can start like pushing mechs across up north as well once we capture those cities, because they're not gonna respond anymore. Alright, so... What do you have? I think we're gonna get a little bit aggressive and probably pop these 2 artilleries, and that's gonna force his CO, so he'll like be able to bomb over with rockets. So this needs to get captured before that. Maybe? That's unfortunate. I guess the good news is it's finally, like, gone. I have a mortal fear of this CO, and once he pops power, you will know why. He's ironically really, really good to use. Like, I was not kidding about that at all. +2. city. Okay, so we can move here, say. We can push a tank through and potentially force his mid off the base. Because we can counter with our mid at this point. We can get a little bit more mobile with our offense now. Yeah, I think he's seeing what I'm doing at this point. Kind of funny though. Alright, so this is going to be interesting. He's running low on actual offense for his actual like direct combat. So we're just pushing into this. We're going to push into this and that. So we actually have to hold back on our movement for our mechs for a little while. Other than that, they're mostly ready. We're trying to force him to blow his CO power and then spend the turn not getting anything, and then we'll try to just slam into him as best as we can. I want to be ready as close as I can be. And that one not right there. Turtle fights with grit. It's rough. It is really rough. Yeah, I think that's the play there. Alright, so he gets his CO in about 2 more turns for sure if I start lacing into him. The moment I start tearing into his arts here is when he's going to start getting CO though. That's +2, so nowhere safe anymore there. Those are going as far as they can be. We're gonna have to be a little bit aggressive to actually force the CO here. This is a sacrificial tank though. This is 100% gonna die. And there's no avoiding that. Because we don't have Neos in this, we don't get Neos until 2. Oh, I wish I could rush that. You're not full yet, are you? Oh. We can move here safely? Oh. Crit in an artillery fight is not amazing to fight into at all. It's really rough. I don't want to go all in here, but I want to definitely start making my moves through, because he's going to start picking things apart no matter what I do. He is not at full right now. Protecting our mid by, like, swarming with regular tanks here is probably the better play now that we've actually got enough of an offense on north side. We can start rushing bot. He will get CO next turn. Yeah, that's just straight up bad. I knew that was gonna die anyway. We have to push through with the mid, or it's gonna get blown apart. Where's it gonna go, though? That rocket here has cryo and almost everything, so the only safe spot is right here. The rocket will pick apart the tank. I can't avoid that. But we can actually damage his, like, regular tank. It's gonna send him off for sure, though. So we're gonna have to just rush through and pray stuff gets through. There's no safe spot. If I move that here or there, it's gonna get blown apart by both rockets most likely. And deal with the one. This will get hit by artillery, probably +1 rockets. This mid-tank might actually die. But we need to get moving. This is a sacrificial right here, because we just want to protect it, but at the same time we can't anymore. It's too I don't have a play for that one anymore. That one's sacrificial. Because he's going to be coming right through right now. Oh yeah. I want to protect this, honestly. That's going to be our way of dealing with the med. So this is actually going to stay here for another turn. And we're gonna get ready to rush these forward once the CO is gone. We can start merging instead of losing forces too, so that's a thing if anything is left, which it's grit CO, so nothing will be left. It's that bad. Wish the recon would actually do something here, but it doesn't at all. Actually make a second one of those though. Alright. Watch destruction though. Destruction unnecessary. But it's no way around it. He doesn't have much left to work with though, so that's the good news. Bad news, things are gonna blow up. That's the last one. He ignored the mid. That's actually huge. There's no point in us CO powering here because we have nothing to heal. So this is going to be a misnomer. It's going to be right here, so we can actually bombard this now. He did everything I wanted him to do by actually, like, just specifically targeting a couple of small things. Small things can have better mobility on them. This is going to be a little bit unfortunate. The moment it goes across water lines, it's going to die. But staying there, it's going to get blown apart too eventually, so... this up. Wait, what's the effective? 2... Okay, so behind the tank is safe. Not safe from the 2 HP art, but that's... no. Alright, we need to push everything now. And we'll start cleaning up as we have to. This is what we built up for, was the counterattack. This is just hard to move by itself, but... because he loses nothing for it. And it's too deep up there to actually be able to be saved. You can't get through on a single turn for a safety point. This one unfortunately dies. So I guess what I do is I just move it there and see if it lasts. It probably won't, though. What's left? Once we deal with this, it's going to be a matter of dealing with that last one. This one's going to be, like, recovering for a bit. I think I just, like, maybe throw something small here and just prepare to grab the next big thing, which would be a tank, just to push through. Alright, so that's going to be our turn. We'll probably heal this turn. Oh, okay, that's definitely not what I was expecting. Very interesting. That is actually really, really good. Really, really, really good. We get this into safety zone and we start pushing through towards the other one, it's going to get confused on targeting and it's going to pull the mid tank off, so that's actually very good news. That's really good. That one's gonna pull back anyway, so that was actually just a decoy. This one will pull back as well. This can be dealt with this one here. Actually, no. We can just... you need to just like zoom straight into him without any sort of safety or care, because this is where he's going to start becoming threatened and dangerous. This is what we spent all our turns building up for, though, is this final push. That's within safety, that's going to draw out the mid. That actually goes up there, so it's safe from his regular tank up there is screwed now, so I'm not worried about that anymore. He's not going to be able to have time to have a second CO power, so we've survived the worst of this. Alright, so that's that. Not worried about that. It's annoying, but that was kind of the point of having it there. Alright, so that ignored the mechs. That's actually pretty good. Nice. That's out of ammo though, so we can't use that one anymore. That's perfect. You fool! Reverse card open! Ah, there we go. Finally got through. I'm amazed he actually let that stand. There was just too many targets for him to target that. That's actually super great. That was bait. You go bye-bye. Just like Chaz in the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX dub said, now you go bye-bye. Oh god. I am a total card game nerd. I do not regret a single bit of my life. Okay, so that replaces that. We start getting more money now, so yeah, that's great. This can retreat. That's done its it's definitely done its duty. And yes, I said duty. We get rid of one, or we reduce both of these, which I think this is the way better play. Yeah, that thing is completely useless now. He might end up merging it, it's that bad. That'll get out of range of that rocket, but into that one. That's great. We just won this map, so he's not gonna be able to recover from this anymore. We still push everything through as if we were still trying to, like, end, but we've already won. I'll just keep building, it's fine. We're gonna use that for fast move. Yep. That's pretty much the end of the game. We'll have time for at least one more mission. Oh, he merged it. Wow, he actually didn't attack with it either. That's great. That's actually really, really funny. He misplayed that completely because he knew it was just over at that point. I thought you would have wanted to lower my score for that. Really silly, man. That's dead too. It's over. Oh, a crit, nice. You take those. Ends the match a little bit faster. Stop calling me Junior. Crit's not a bad guy. Olaf isn't really either. He's just kind of the antagonist of this game. He chills out later, though. Yes, I'm making more ice puns. It's snowing outside. It's fine. Enjoy my puns. The best part about me. Right, yeah, we definitely have time for one more. So now we get to deal with you, who's one of the most annoying things in this game. Yeah, guess what we found? Oh boy. We have discovered one of the most annoying things in Advance Wars 1. This is Drake. Or excuse me, Eagle. Drake's water. So our goal is to stop this from being used against us. So there. We are gonna have to do some. So we're gonna have to move this like back. Yeah, we get copters and we get anti-airs this map that are actually useful, so Keep these protected as much as you can, but you still can build this map, so. Boom. We're gonna do our best to stop as much of the invasion as we can here. I don't like that. I really don't. But it stops there, so we actually can move this and kill this. Oh. Okay, but I like that a little bit more now. Unless you move quick enough. No, okay. The battlecopters are pretty good against regular tanks. Against mids, not so much. You probably only deal like 2 damage per shot. That's assuming you have full HP. You have a missile battery. These are only useful against air units, but you will shred the crap out of anything that gets near them. But yeah, get to the chopper, get however you can, just get going, because he is going to just form you otherwise. We don't need to really do much here. We eventually want to park like a rocket there or something if he manages to grab that first. That's our eventual goal here. He has one bomber. Bombers are scary as heck. I think we need more speed than a defense right now, so I'm not worried about it. What we can do here, though, however, is be a little bit more aggressive with that. And start protecting the transport copter, because if he tries to shoot down that, he's going to get blasted, so... Okay. Here we are. That's turn 1. That is awful. That's mostly good news. Okay, so I guess what we do here is we transport copter the mech up and start jamming this to just stall for time. And then we can just put another one on top of it and just transform one up here. As long as we avoid this, which doesn't have a huge range because he doesn't have an extension like Grid does. As long as we avoid that, we'll be okay. But for now... Oh, actually, no. You are one of... But we only need some... Okay. Be on with you. You want to take care of fighters, because fighters can kill copters without getting retaliated against. Something to keep in mind. Copter versus copter is good if you're the one initiating, so that's an okay trade. So we're gonna get rid of that. Okay, you're out of range. Oh, that way. We potentially lose this copter though. Because he'll probably fighter that thing to death. But everything else needs to move up as fast as it can. The bomber is not moving for the time being. It'll start moving soon. It'll be like Mario RPG. The bomber has started to move. Heavy Troopa is ready to launch. But yeah, we need to stall this. While we begin moving stuff over here. I'm actually going to send one more back up this way to get transported up there. Because we want to start flooding that. We don't have to flood it with mechs necessarily, but we need to get stuff up there. Getting another mech would be helpful dealing with that. Probably like one more, I think. Be fine. As long as we start capturing like other bases, we'll eventually take over the map, but the bomber is going to be the big problem. Because it's big and fat and it blows things up. It's Snorlax. Just like Snorlax. Except it is much more mobile. That kind of sucks that Copter's gone. I figured one of them was gonna die. That just does damage. That does pretty heavy damage though. Oh wow. Okay, the APC is dead. That's unfortunate, but it's not major. That's annoying, but it doesn't die. As long as it doesn't die, we're okay. He's not actually attacking. I'm gonna start taking that actually. And you can reach. Alright, so here's where we're at. That dies. We haven't lost anything like catastrophic here. I'd rather deal with that, honestly. Because that'll start going after the transport copter too. I don't need to heal this turn. You'd rather, like, just wait that one out. I'd rather lead in with that, because that's going to provoke that. We have this island here, so that's not a big problem. I need to start getting other stuff ready, though. Because once that bomber starts running down here, it's going to start, like, just dropping giant poop on everything. That's rough. Anti-airs are more of a thing this map. They will eventually become out kind of obsolete. But the good news is we've actually stopped this from getting taken off. We're gonna go ahead and just make sure we space. I think we're gonna make one. And then just use it to clean up here. I'm worried about provoking this for now. Because if I move too far up, it's gonna, like, just aggro it, and I won't be able to chase that thing down, so we're just gonna find cover for now. But this will keep the transport copter safe anyway. So far, we're doing okay in this map. Decent results. We've delayed it, but that doesn't solve the problem out there. Oh, you're gonna power there. Okay, cool. But you didn't move your bomber. Okay, shrug. That sucks, though. Okay, it lived. Cool. That thing's pretty boned, honestly. But we just made an anti-air this turn, so we can actually salvage that at 1 HP. We're not gonna be able to drop with it anymore, though. Not without help. That lives, that's good. Okay, it's stalled, it's done its job. We don't have any airports this map, so... that is what it is. Yeah, you think? Well, good luck, yep. Exactly. Stupid broad. You're so helpful. Yeah, good luck. Bye. She might be pretty and she's definitely smart, but that's kind of toxic. If I go over there and drop, I stall but I lose the copter. That kind of sucks, actually. That's really unfortunate. We could potentially fight into this, even though he has a money advantage on us right now. It's just going to be hard to grab that once he's actually secured it. It's going to take 2 turns. But... the fact that it dropped a 4 is the worst part about this. Are you ever gonna move? Probably. That was kind of funny though. Yeah, watch out for their air attacks. Yeah? Kinda? Kinda sorta dangerous. We only have 12,000, so we can't actually really defend against this. But we can eventually drop a rocket up here and then drop an APC next to it so it doesn't run out of ammo and just bombard whatever comes out immediately. That's gonna like stall his offense, so that's our eventual goal, so we actually don't want to like overspend right now. We're still building. I can move up there. We're looking okay. This factory takes another 2 turns though. So the bomber is not going to be able to take out a transporter, but these cans. I want to make sure that one drop we're going to get with that is actually get rid of the... I'd rather put a mech on there and then try to force it over. He's got a lot of money to start crapping out units pretty quick. Okay, we provoked that. That's good. It can't heal this turn though, that's bad. Oof. It's gonna die though, that's the good news. Or at least it's gonna take heavy fire. What we do here actually is I think this is the turn we heal. That'll let us capture the factory in 2 instead of 3 moves. And it'll give us a little bit of ability to deal with that bomber too. You can run the heck away. Or Parcel. You... that's good damage. That's very good damage. If I had one more AA there that dies, and that would get rid of all of his offense, but he only has 1 bomber and 3 HP, so that's not bad at all. We can still just push through him pretty easily for now. You know what? The timer is actually a little bit squished. Just notice it. There you go. Timer not crunching. It'll be like that for the next one, so. Better to adjust it now than not to do it at all. I'd rather give the bomber a better target. Because the mid tank is replaceable. But... You can actually protect it right here. That's actually the play. Yeah, that thing's completely stalled out now. This... That way no. I have no idea why you went that way. Yeah, we can't actually protect that anymore. We're just gonna have to outbuild it. Fortunately, we got that this turn. That's how we deal with that particular unit production. Because that is a lot of money. Alright, so the mid-tank is safe. That's all that matters. That's irrelevant. He loses his heavy attack piece here, so this is more or less over. The transport copter's at 1, but honestly that's all I need. Because I can just on his base actually, now that the bombers are... So we can start sneaking that away, because he can't actually target it with his missiles anymore. That's too far out of range, he doesn't have a particular speed. So we've actually got this on the ropes now. You can vanish into the ether. Rocket launcher, you are correct, MTI. You are indeed correct. So hey, good news! Before he starts getting stuff off the ground, we can actually start feeding over towards that. So let's get up to speed with Yu-Gi-Oh! 5e. Haha, more Yu-Gi-Oh! jokes. We can't heal these. We're just gonna get off the points, that way they can actually start gathering for next turn. They're broke. They're broke, but we're not out of this. There. We need 1 APC for that. I guess we can make that just to start getting more property with. This is all but over. We're just basically like pushing forward with to have fun with it. Because he cannot stop my transport copter anymore. That's a mid. That's... Yeah, he has the ability to just drop a ton of money on me. That's gonna be a lot of mid-tanks. I'm not gonna be able to start hitting on him until next turn. Possibly the turn after. What? In there? Okay, it can. I would like to eventually move it to the next one, but I don't think we're doing that anymore. That's useful. That's there to resupply for the rest of its life. And everything just starts going forward. So we have our win con. It's just a matter of making it look like we don't. Feel that. They need help. Yeah, stall for time, take property. Don't subject yourself to his mid-tank onslaught too much if you can help. And then just wait to go through. That's gonna have an ability to counterattack that. But we have a mech there. That's gonna start grooving from the back. Okay, good. He produces an infantry instead of a mid. That's kind of funny, actually. That's probably the turn I just should have moved it, but oh well. It's funny just to cause chaos and destruction like that. I would love to throw a rocket unit right over there, but I think what we're gonna have to do is, like... move that there, so that way it'll cover whatever the tank tries to drop over on it. This is a little sus now, though. That's the bad news. This is where he actually jams us with that mid-tank because we don't have the money to deal with it. Well, ours is still healing anyways. But this is all just the front, so it's like, we're just playing the game and have fun now. We are gonna back off for now, though. We've got our objective done. Second chill. And artillery this turn. And anti-air doesn't do anything for him. Okay, so this tank is completely bait to get hit by that. And then we could just put anti-airs to just bait it continually. It's a crappy plan, but we're just stalling right now. Actually trying to do anything with that. Just stall the island. And then we deal with our wind con right here. The transport copter dies, but that's doing its job, so okay with that. I have to move that actually. Okay, now we're just going for planes. Yep, you have done your job. Good transport copter. Proud of you. Very proud of you. If he ults here, I still win. It'll just take longer at that point. No, he can't ult. Okay. Cool beans, friends. Cool beans. What'd you make? Another rocket launcher. Kinda sucks for me. I'm gonna take some damage there, but I guess we could potentially try to bait you. Diffuse that from dealing with the max. Unfortunately, it's still gonna break through. Don't have any more battle copters to deal with it. We could prevent that destruction for planes. And just basically jam up this entire network for a bit. We're looking good here, actually. Yeah, you've seen Eagle's CO power now. It's actually pretty dangerous. It's very, very danger-ass. He took the bait! Let's go. What an almighty idiot, just like Gygus. That is what I was having the problem with. That's gonna delay things by a turn. We still win, because he just lost everything. Yeah, you sneeze on those and they die. It's fine. And he's doesn't have the strength to push through, which is also hilarious because he's kind of ulting for nothing except for the APC. That's really hilarious, actually. I guess he thought that was the only play he could make, and it was just an awful play in general, so... That Rocky goes bye-bye. Cause some damage to the mid, so it stops pushing through all of us. Oh, that's very good news. Yeah, Green Earth tanks in this game aren't particularly scary. Get some more points off that kill. Yeah, anti-airs against infantry are stupid good. Unfortunate. Unfortunate we're not Sammy. If we were Sammy, we auto win there. There you go, that's how we deal with this. This is back and ready to go too. Just passing the time, making the clouds go by. What can you say? They're gonna go bye bye bye. Gonna cause some more destruction on our way out, but we're finished on day 12 there. Haha, you don't kill that anymore. We're gonna take our shots for points and then we'll finish them up. Yep. Yeah, he made a pretty bad error, honestly. But hey, everybody's happy now. You move. Almost had it. Oh well. You tried, buddy. Tried. Actually, that's a wonderful little rocket we just made this turn. Can that drop off? Okay, bye. Alright. With that, that is all the points we can acquire for this map. Good plays overall. We didn't lose too much critical stuff. The battle coppers were annoying though to lose. But that's GG for that. The next time we meet will be our last. What's his problem? If you want to find out what Eagle's problem is, you know what? You need to go play yourself. Play the game. Play the game. Advanced Wars is very good stuff. A lot of fun ways to go through the game. Oh, bull rat. That'll be it for Advance Wars 1. Stick around for Advance Wars 2 Black Hole Rising. I will be back in a few minutes. And... hi, Max. Sadly, we're not playing with you now. Maybe next time. Maybe next time he comes up in a waffle or something. Anyways, I'll see y'all in just a few minutes.